10 Cloverfield Lane. Wow, this was a very, very tense film. The film is directed by Dan Trachtenberg. Apologise if I've said that incorrectly. But this is his directorial debut, and it's a very well directed film. I just want to start off with saying how the way how this film has kind of been, you could say, thrown at us. I like how J.J. Abrams kind of kept the secrecy of this film until I think it was maybe about a month, 2 months ago. As far as I know, that's how long I've known about this film, and since then it's been one of my most anticipated films of the year, and I've only really known about it for about 2 months. But I like how J.J. Abrams kind of keeps these films in this shroud of secrecy, and it adds so much more to the experience in watching a film. You got these trailers today, and then they show when you pretty much every beat of the film, and then when you watch the film, it's like, oh, I know that's gonna happen next. This is gonna happen next. So to briefly summarize the plot of this film, don't worry, I'm not gonna be giving away any spoilers as much as I actually want to, because I feel like I've got so much I want to say about this film, but I can't without actually spoiling the film. So I may be doing a spoiler review sometime soon, maybe. But yeah, so to basically summarize the plot, starts with a woman, a character called Michelle, played by Mary Elizabeth Winstead. She's involved in a car crash. She wakes up. She finds herself held in an underground bunker. She's being held there by a character called Howard. And Howard is played by John Goodman. One word. Wow. The performance. I'll go more into that a little bit later on. But there's also another character there called Emmett, and he's played by John Gallagher. So this Howard is holding him there for their safety, basically. He tells them, I am saving you here, I am protecting you, because there's been some sort of attack from above, whether it be nuclear or by Martians. It never really he's not sure himself. So you spend the movie wondering, what has happened up there? What are Howard's real motives? And you could tell from the get-go that this Howard, he's got issues. The performance by John Goodman, it blew me away. This character for me was the most interesting character of the film, and you could clearly tell that he has issues. He briefly mentions himself that he served in the military, so you think that might have sparked his paranoia, maybe, for what might have happened above. Or he's never 100% certain himself what have happened above. So you're constantly thinking, what is this guy's motives? And he is, for me, the monster of this film. The monster of the first film, Cloverfield, that was the giant bat-like thing. For me, the monster was John Goodman. It was such a very well-crafted psychological thriller. The tension in this film was incredible. I mean, it literally had me hooked, and I was grabbing the arms of my chair. I was grabbing. For me personally, I think it was John Goodman's performance in this film that made it, that actually soaked the story. He was incredible in it. He blew me away. I don't think this guy have had that much recognition for his performance in this film as of yet, but no, absolutely amazing. This film reminded me a lot of Alfred Hitchcock. Psycho, for some reason. It had that feel about it. And for about an hour and 10 minutes, that's what this film is, which is a psychological thriller. My one and only gripe with this film, and I do apologise, I'm trying to keep this spoiler free as possible, so I hope I don't give anything away, but it's more so the 1 hour 15 minute mark. This film, it's a psychological thriller up until that point, and then it transitions into something else, and it's how that transitioned so quickly and sudden. I think it took me off guard a little bit. I liked the character arc for Michelle, but again, it was just a bit a bit too sudden. For me, it reminded me a lot of Ellen Ripley from the Alien films, but yeah, my only gripe would be that last 10-15 minutes of the film. I enjoyed it. I still enjoyed it, but as a film overall, it let it down a little, only a very, very little bit, because up until that point, I thought this film was perfect. I was like, wow, I'm going to have to give this film an A-star because it was so good. The tension and the suspense. But I think that last 10, 15 minutes just let it down slightly. I think it could have been played out a little bit better, and I think a lot of it might have to do with the performance by Mary Elizabeth Winstead. I think she was just overshadowed by John Goodman, to be honest with you. I thought John Goodman's performance in this was just incredible. So, a very, very, very good film. But I would probably give this, my personal opinion, I would give this film an A. A solid A. Very, very close. Well, it was actually an A-star right up until the last 10 minutes, but I had to kind of drop that because I thought the end, they could have handled it a little bit better, but I still enjoyed it. That last 10 minutes was really entertaining, and it did bring a little bit of a smile to my face. I didn't see it coming. It does make you think about it earlier on in the film, but then you kind of drop that. Well, I dropped that theory, but it's not to say that I didn't actually enjoy the last 10, 15 minutes of this film. It was just the transition from two very different types of film, I thought. But yeah, really, really good film, and I recommend you all check it out. In terms of sequels, this is a very, very good sequel, and just on a little side note, I haven't gone anywhere. I know it's been a month since I've last posted a video. I do apologise. A few different reasons to why I haven't been able to get around to doing it, but I haven't gone anywhere. I do plan on sticking to this. I'm very passionate about it. I wouldn't personally call myself a critic. It's just my views and opinions, but I just love talking about film. At heart, I'm a filmmaker, so for me this is it's a very big passion of mine, so I'm not throwing anything away. I'm in the middle of redesigning the look of my YouTube page at the moment, as a lot of it is just trial and error. So yeah, hopefully Friday I'm going to be seeing Batman v Superman. I have seen a couple of the reviews from the film. This is my most anticipated film of the year, but I'm going to be as honest as I can about it. So I'll see you soon.